To pray, there's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here. Now, whenever we last left off, Midoriya is about 5 to 6 years old. And, well, he had just learned that overtraining is a bad thing. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, well, I was going to do a time skip, but I believe that this is in order. Midoriya, over the next couple years, he will be doing iron bone training throughout his entire body, along with being able to learn more karate, taekwondo, mixed martial arts, judo, boxing, kickboxing, and chung kun do. Now, that last one is actually a very badass one because it means universal way. It was also invented by Chuck motherfucking Norris, of all people. So you know that shit's powerful. Anyways, now, over the next couple years from Midoriya, he is going to be learning more of these martial arts, along with training his body, finding a good balance within his self. Whenever he was still younger, he was beginning to get too confident, until he did train against one of the instructors and actually lose, which was beginning to humble him. The instructors did not let Deku know this, but he put Midoriya up against people who were in advanced classes. And Midoriya still almost beat them. But they were able to win. Not only showing Midoriya's drive and determination, but showing that against all odds, he can win against somebody. Now, that would mean that he would be a prime candidate to go to tournaments and basically represent his dojo, along with a few people. Now, with that being said, Midoriya is around the age of, 14. So let's say around the beginning of the anime. His school does know him as the Quirkless Protector, a nickname he used to go by. But, well, he does have to go to a tournament later on in the evening today. In fact, it is a very important one, because it's beginning to get at a higher level. Along with that, more and more people are a bit interested in him, since they heard that the Quirkless guy is going to be trying to go to UA. Midoriya, he would actually be, well, cheered on a bit, since a lot of people do know him, or at least the people who are in the dojo with him, nicknamed him Zero. That not only being a solid nickname because of his, him being quirkless, but also because that is the amount of times Midoriya has lost in a match on the mat. Meaning that the only time he's ever lost is in his own dojo, whenever he does go up against the people in advanced classes or against the teachers, since the teachers are a master of the art. Now, with that being said, everyone is ready. And Midoriya, he is going to be going home today, getting things ready, and then heading out for the dojo. And it's actually going to be very interesting. A lot of people are concerned and, well, a bit confused. Him and the people he's around today are actually talking more, and asking if he's actually going to be going to UA. Him just saying, yeah, he's going to at least try. He's always said to himself that he's going to be a hero. In fact, it's kind of funny. I remember my first tournament, I was very nervous, but I easily just took down a lot of people. I can't tell if it was because of my confidence or, well, my skill. I seem to be very intimidating because I try not to back down from a fight. Even then, it's kind of funny though. The guy just kept slamming me down on the mat and I just kept getting back up. Midoriya actually smiling a bit, before just saying that he's sorry about this but he really has to go, as he would just wave off his friends and then take off running, beginning to run through the tunnel. He needs to hurry up. He's going to be late otherwise. Now, with that being said, he would have encountered the sludge villain. Whenever he does try and actually jump backwards and get out of the way, being able to dodge backwards and make sure he doesn't get caught by the sludge villain. As the sludge villain begins to freak out, just saying that, "Kid, he needs help. He needs your body. You seem to have a pretty nice one. Now, I need to get out of here, quick. I didn't know he was in town." With that being said, the sludge villain would try and attack Midoriya. Midoriya just basically bringing his hands up as if he's going to throw a punch. As soon as the sludge villain charges towards him and he does throw out his hand, he immediately gets wrapped in sludge as he tries to pull it out backwards, not being able to. Now, whenever he does try and bring his leg up, he begins to actually get absorbed, and the sludge villain begins to, try and get into his mouth. But before that can even happen or continue, All Might would arrive, and actually throw a punch, sending the sludge villain flying. Now, Midoriya and the sludge villain will be sent flying. All Might actually watching as this young boy, he smashes into a wall and hits the ground immediately. All Might about to run over and ask if he's okay before Midoriya just jumps up, taking in a deep breath and just trying to look at All Might. All Might's actually a bit confused. That was a pretty solid punch. As Midoriya just gets up and actually asks what just happened, turning to see All Might. Him immediately just freaking out. The number one hero just saved his life, as he would just ask All Might for an autograph. All Might signing his notebook and actually looking over it, seeing quite a bit of information, along with a couple theories he has. Midoriya may be confident, but he does at least write things down that somewhat make sense. Now, he does see one of these theories, and it looks like a crazy one, or at least something that looks somewhat plausible. The wind current idea, the enhancement idea, kind of true. But, he's not thinking about something else. Now, All Might, he actually does need to go, as he would just jump away. Midoriya jumping onto his leg, as he does actually hold out All Might, and All Might is a bit confused, looking down to see Midoriya. Him basically just looking, the look on his face is determined, and he actually does have his arms wrapped tightly around All Might's leg, as All Might would land, and tell the boy that that was very, very crazy, and that he should not have done that. Deku just telling All Might that he understands. But please, I just have one more question. What is it, young man? Can I become a hero without a quirk? All Might actually a bit taken aback. Wait, without a quirk? But, as All Might would just ask, he thought he had a quirk because he just shrugged off a punch that was that powerful. Midoriya just saying that actually he's quirkless. But, it doesn't matter. I've been training most of my life just to try and become a hero. So, can I? All Might just looking away, and saying that he's sorry to say this, kid, but, you can't become a hero. Not without a quirk. It's just too dangerous. Midoriya actually getting a bit mad, and asking exactly what does he mean. He understands the danger, and he doesn't care. If it means it, then I will run in without thinking, just to save someone. I don't care. I will be a hero, All Might. I I thought even you could understand that. As Midoriya would just grab his backpack and go to walk away. Right before he does close the door, or at least walk down the staircase, he would turn back to look at All Might and be a bit confused, as this tiny man is in his place. Midoriya actually asking him who is he, and where did All Might go? All Might just opening his mouth and saying that, yeah, this is me right now. Midoriya actually being a bit confused, and asking what happened to him, as he does step forwards. All Might just saying that he sorta just, well, having to give the explanation about his injury. This actually being a bit surprising to Midoriya. All Might continuing on a further explanation. If he truly thinks he can become a hero, then you just have to train hard. But I would not go running into a battle that would be very dangerous. Do you understand me? What do you mean? Well, you have heroes like Endeavor. With his fire, the way he uses it, he tries to minimize the damage. If he were to be reckless, then, well, other pros could be seriously injured. And those are the pros with quirks. Even Endeavor has burned me with his fire. That was not fun. Now, Deku would hear that, and tell All Might that he trains a lot, but, well, I just thought there was a way for me to become a good hero, or even a top-ranking one. As All Might begins to contemplate something, asking this young man exactly what does he do for training, cause he does seem very strong. Oh, well, I'm somewhat of a... I'm very skilled at a couple martial arts, and I actually do have to, as Midoriya does remember, he has to go to a tournament today. Now, I would just ask him exactly what martial arts would that be. He is a little interested in this now. As Midoriya would just say that he isn't, well, somewhat really good at these martial arts, listing off about 7. Now, after listing them off, All Might is impressed, along with actually asking Midoriya how much does he train per day, because now that he's actually paying attention to this young man, he does seem to be very strong looking, or at least seems pretty muscular. Midoriya just explaining that he trains quite a bit, along with his mom. She actually, well, helped me a lot, and she's the reason why I'm like this today. As All Might was about to ask him if he would like to be, well, a candidate, or a possible vessel for One For All. He wasn't going to give him One For All, but he was at least going to consider him, along with about to tell him that he does have a task for him. Now, before that can even happen, a large explosion would go off in the distance. All Might would immediately be surprised, before looking down at his pockets, finding the sludge villain is not in the bottle. Him actually being a bit shocked, along with Midoriya. All Might rushing past him and immediately heading in that direction. Midoriya right behind him. Midoriya is hauling ass, and All Might is not able to catch up. As whenever Midoriya arrives on the scene, he would see what's happening. Watching as all the heroes are frozen, not doing anything. And the ones that are, they are trying to make sure just to keep everyone away from the flames. Now, All Might would have arrived, and Midoriya, he's just watching as he sees exactly who is being attacked by this thing. It's Bakugo. Now, as soon as that happens, he would immediately just rush past everyone, telling them to get out of his way, get out of his way, as he runs in. All Might watching this. Midoriya waving up his hand and saying, "Hey asshole!" As the sludge villain looks at him, Midoriya tossing his backpack as hard as he can, and holding a pencil in his hand. As he comes running in, it would hit the sludge villain as Bakugo is able to take a breath. Midoriya rushed in. As soon as he does, he would jump onto the sludge villain and immediately go to try and pull out Bakugo, as he actually stabbed the pencil into the sludge villain's eye. The sludge villain began to scream, as Midoriya would have been able to grab Bakugo and immediately start pulling him out, being able to get his leg and yank him as hard as he can, as All Might would come in and smash the sludge villain, sending him flying, as Deku pulls Bakugo to the ground. Everyone a bit in shock. All Might just saying that he is actually a bit more impressed. "Well, young man, I do believe I owe you an apology. I thought you were all talk back there, but clearly you were not." As people begin to crowd around these two, the young men, along with All Might, as they begin to ask exactly what is this young man's quirk, and why did he just run into the situation. As soon as people hear that Deku is quirkless, they would try and tell him that, pro heroes would try and scold Midoriya, and Midoriya would just scream at them that they have no room to talk about this. They just froze and stood there while he was basically being choked to death by a villain. So he's at least happy he was able to run in. And if he didn't, then what would have happened? Him basically screaming at the pro heroes that they are, not useless, but have no room to talk, before he does, walk off. Now, with that being said, All Might would have stopped Midoriya a little while later, as he does tell Midoriya that he did a very good job, and in fact, he does have a question. "Do you really want to become a pro hero?" Midoriya a bit surprised, saying yes he does. "Why? You said I couldn't be a pro." "Well, young man, I do believe I was wrong, and I owe you an apology." Deku actually a bit more surprised. All Might is the only other person besides his mother who's told him that he can be a pro. Him actually somewhat just, frozen for a second, not saying a single word, as All Might says that he will train him and groom him to be a good hero. "In fact, I do believe I will give you a quirk." Midoriya a bit surprised, as he actually just dropped down to his knees. He wants to cry, but he's not too sure what to do. As he would look up at All Might, asking exactly what type of quirk is this. All Might is saying that I will give you my quirk. It is called One for All. Midoriya a bit surprised, jumping up and running straight over to All Might as he begins to ask him so many questions. What can One for All do? How do you use it? And exactly what can I do with it? Can I fly? Can I do any of this? Can I do any of that? All Might telling him to calm down. In fact, I will meet you at the beach tomorrow. I do believe that you did have a tournament to get to, young man. Midoriya actually just remembering that. And, running home as fast as he can. Getting his gi and heading back over to the place he needs to be at. As All Might does think, this is a good idea. If I give it to that third year, people will be confused and question it, won't they? Yes, I believe they would. Besides, it enhances quirks if Nano, was right or correct. So if I give it to a third year, not only will it be suspicious, but that boy's quirk, permeation, it'd be far too dangerous. Night Eye said that the boy has barely mastered his quirk now, and I basically put him back at square one. Now, with that being said, All Might would just meet Midoriya at the beach the next day. As Midoriya, he would run inside, grab his gi, and immediately go to run back outside. His mom stopping him as she saw the news, telling him that he needs to be more careful. And in fact, well, you're at least lucky that All Might was able to step in. Midoriya just telling his mom that it's fine. He should be okay. And Ko just telling him that that's all she wanted to talk to him about. Now, as she would just hold up her hand, holding out her fist saying, "Go kick some ass, dear." Midoriya giving her a fist bump, before running back outside and heading back to the dojo. The tournament they're going to be in is actually a bit tricky. And, well, it's a bit interesting. Because there is someone here who Midoriya has not met before. Apparently there's a new person setting up for his dojo. Along with the person he's going up against, it's some guy with a tail. And he's not really too sure who he is. However, whenever these two do step into the mat, or step into the ring as I can call it, it would have been a bit interesting. Now, Ojiro has heard of Midoriya. In fact, people nicknamed him Zero. And, well, it's kind of interesting. He doesn't know Midoriya is quirkless. And Midoriya's nickname doesn't come from just only him being quirkless. His win-to-loss ratio, 0. This guy is insane. As one of the two do step into the mat, the fight would begin. Ojiro going to jump around and actually hit Midoriya with his tail. Midoriya bringing up his arm and blocking the first hits. As he does actually grab Ojiro by his gi and immediately smash him to the ground. Ojiro trying to counter with a kick. Midoriya moving backwards and actually getting ready, bringing his hand up, as he begins to use Judo, switching back and forth between his martial arts. Ojiro actually a bit more impressed. As whenever he does come in this time, he comes in with a large kick, which Midoriya would have blocked. Ojiro being able to swing his body around more and smacking Midoriya in the face with his tail. Midoriya going down to hit the mat, as he would throw out his right arm and immediately be able to put it down, swinging his leg upwards and kicking Ojiro across the face. As Midoriya would just jump back up onto his feet. Ojiro actually a bit more impressed by this, as he would just be impressed. Or, well, intrigued actually, that's the right word. Why did I say impressed? He would just ask Midoriya, "This is actually pretty cool. But question, what's your quirk? You're actually wearing me down a bit." "Huh. Well, it's funny. You know my nickname?" "Yeah, what about it?" "That's how many times you've lost." "No, actually. I first got it because I'm quirkless." Him being surprised, along with the entire enemy team. This actually being a bit more interesting, as Midoriya would have rushed forwards. Ojiro doing the same as he goes to throw his body up into the air and throw out another kick. Deku actually being able to block it, throw out his other arm, and wrap his right arm around the other side of his calf. And immediately swing him downwards, smashing him out of the ring, or off the mat. Ojiro actually getting a bit of a concussion. But Midoriya immediately just walking over and offering his hand to Ojiro, asking him if he is okay. To which he would just take Midoriya's hand and say he'll be fine, I think. As one of the instructors would just say that he is injured. Go see the nurse or the medical professional they have there. Now, after that does happen, this is whenever someone would actually walk up to Midoriya and, well, ask to spar with him. This girl is a bit more interesting. They do teach multiple martial arts at this dojo, so it's no surprise that he would have run into her one day. Now, the girl who walked up to him, her name is Isuka Kendo. And she's a bit interested to learn more about the Korka Sky of the dojo, along with wanting to see exactly where he does stand. Or at least where she does stand. Since she does want to learn a bit of martial arts before she does get into UA. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And surprisingly, everyone was a bit confused. The title, people thought confidence was a quirk. It's not. I said oh yeah, no, I've thought about, what was it? I'm pretty sure I said in one of my videos I thought about oh yeah, no, what if Deku had confidence? Apparently people thought that was going to be a quirk. I'm sorry to disappoint those of you who thought it was. But I thought the story would be more interesting if it was oh yeah, Midori is a hard-headed character who's I'll fuck your shit up, but you can knock him around every 17 times till Sunday. And I'll still get back up and try and whoop your ass. Anyway, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed.